Welcome, welcome. If you missed some of my wisdom gems, go back and check out some of them. The whole thing is to make you think. A lot of people understand I don't do this for money. I do this really to help. I don't let videos stay up for long. And part of it is I practice my public speaking by doing this because, when I'm dealing with stuff outside of this, uh, got to really, um, how can I put it? Dealing with stuff outside of this, you got to really, really practice the adversity of it. So, with that said, today's topic, every YouTuber, white, black, Latin, we all work for an Indian guy and a white woman. Nobody works for themselves. It's a it's a lie that unintelligent people like to say to the black community. Man, you working from home. I don't want to go punch no clock. Actually, you do punch a clock because the Indian guy only gives you 1/4 of the ad revenue that he collected from you. Proof of that is back in 2007, you got 4 times more money than what people are getting now. He don't have to give it to you. You're his employee with no health benefits. People get on and they willing to do this, that, and the third just to get $2,000. They willing to destroy the community. They willing to make anti-black statements, all so they can get a check from AdSense. Nobody likes to hear that. Nobody likes to understand. We all work. All of us work for the Indian guy that owns Google, because he bought YouTube from the Asian guy. Ain't no African created this stuff. There's no African in charge. And what people don't understand is really we're all contract workers. Now, let's say it again. Remember, you got to fill out taxes to get this AdSense money. You work for YouTube. Nobody likes to admit it. Nobody likes to see it for what it really is. You work for YouTube. No way around it. No way around it. And when you work for YouTube, you got to crank out this stuff. You got to say stuff to stay relevant. So when people say to me, well, Mr. Research, you punch into a clock. Yeah, you make a lot of money, but you punch into a clock. We all punch into a clock. When you do your YouTube shit, you up there punching in, and then the Indian man, he only going to give you what he feels like giving you. Everybody likes fooling themselves, but the reality is we don't ain't no African person runs YouTube. There's no ADOS person who runs YouTube. Every woman that gets up and makes all these anti-black comments is just to make the Indian guy richer. The Indian guy is over there building universities for his people off of the anti-black comments that people go back and forth on. The anti-gender comments. Black women, black men. And he's also making money off the gay folks, the white. Because guess what? None of this is coming back into our community. We can we can talk down to each other all we want to. None of this stuff is coming back into our community. So that's the confusion a lot of times is when you're hearing people talk like, I work for myself. No, 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 no. You're getting 1/4 of the money. If you had a direct relationship with a Target or Dove soap, then you could say you're doing your own thing. Your website is generated by whomever, and y'all got a relationship, and you getting ad revenue direct. Not now. Now your ad revenue comes from, get this, your ad revenue comes from the Indian guy and the feminist lady who are out in San Mateo. They they're the ones in control. You're not in control. You want to be in control. I get that. But the Indian guy, and I'm talking power. Nobody likes to hear these power talks. Nobody likes to hear the power talks. But I'm talking straight power. I'm not over here talking dating. I'm talking straight power. I looked at Black Avenger TV today, and I'm gonna make a point about this. Black Avenger TV is no longer in operation. Why? Because the men did not financially bankroll what they say they wanted. The men did not financially support what they claim they wanted. They didn't. So if they're not financially supporting, if they're not on it right now, then what was the whole point of saying black men need a space? That's when it all gets confusing because people will tell you, man, like, I'm always amazed when folks be saying stuff like, you know, men need to do this, men need to do that. And I'm all with it. But I've been saying since 2009, if black men are not bankrolling their situation, if black men are not bankrolling their situation, then it's all talk. It's all talk. People got to understand, man, that this is so funny. This is so funny. So it says my oh, wow, this is amazing. So I did a video that says NAFTA Democrats created this level of homelessness. We black men don't care if Trump gets reelected. And that was flagged for excessive vulgar and sexual language. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So this is why I tell you guys, ain't no independent. When you do black YouTube, you're working for the Indian guy. You don't want to admit that, but that's really what it is. Nobody online is making their own money. You're working when you on Facebook, you're helping Facebook get ad dollars. And then you're asking your fans to kick in some money. But guess what? Facebook has made off you every time you log on. Facebook has made in ad dollars. Let's say you log on for an hour. Facebook is able to use you logged on for an hour to negotiate with several companies at the same time and say to several companies, this is how many people we got. Give us money. While you have to ask your fans to donate something. This is how power works. See, once we stop dating and worrying about sex, free sex at that, then we start looking at power. Then our eyes are open to real conversations, power conversations, conversations about uh, where are we going? Why are we going there? Nobody makes their own money here on YouTube. We all work for someone. We all work for someone. So this is what's unfortunate. This is really what's unfortunate. You hear a bunch of people. We get a bunch of people who do this. They'll say, "Well, Mister Research, if you can be at home making 50,000, that's great, isn't it?" YouTube can pull the plug at any time. And then where is your skill set? Where's your skill set? I make videos. The only reason I'm saying this is not to hate or to pocket watch. It's to say too many of our black people, we live in fantasy. Yeah, you can make some quick money. You can make some new money. But don't expect that to be a 10-year run. Don't expect, because they can pull the plug at any time. You're not in power. You're not in a position to tell them keep it going. And the only thing you rely on is, oh man, they ain't gonna cut it off. Come on. You're not in the position. You're not in the position to say what they're not gonna do. That's what's up. Hold on for a minute. Let me get my phone. Where is my phone? Ah, I got all these freaking phones around here. Uh, but yeah, so it's not gonna work like that. Yeah, I'll shoot you the number. The call in number.
Gillette Pro Glide.
Hold on. Got so much stuff going on around here. Yeah, so while I get this number, I gotta get this call in number. 708. Come on, which one is it? Eight three one 708 1708. Is that it? 9538. Yeah, clearly that's not it. Say me. Oh, okay. That's why I'm not in the. I'm not in the right thing. All right. So let me see. Oh yeah, that's it. 831-708-9538. I was correct. Um, and let me put the hangout in the chat room also. If anybody wants to hit it up. Yeah, but anyway, so the crazy thing is that we all work for the Indian guy that owns YouTube. Nobody works for themselves. And the thing people be talking about a lot of times, oh man, you should want to do this. Yeah, but don't get caught up in temporary money. Don't get caught up in temporary money. Not you can't transfer temporary money to your children. You can't transfer temporary money to nothing. It's just temporary money. And I think sometimes we dudes we take on the female talking point so much that we start making temporary money like females. And it's like, you don't want to do that. You want to make some long-term revenue. You don't have to do it like me, but you do have to make some type of long-term revenue. That's where the issue to me is. It's like where's the long-term revenue? We're not we're not in that department as we should be. Like I said, there's no black person that controls YouTube. There's no African that controls YouTube. So if we're not controlling it, my question is, how are we getting the bit? How are we saying that we're working for ourselves? How are we working for ourselves if we're not the ones? I just don't understand. I just don't get it. We are not the ones who are in control. Yet we always making statements as if we are in control. We don't control this. We get money from it, but we don't control it. But now the bigger question is, why are we not in control? Why are we not in control? We're supposed to be in control. We talk all the time like, yo, we're supposed to come together, work together, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes down to it, we don't run it. So whose fault is this? Who do we start blaming? You know what I mean? Who do we start blaming? You got to blame somebody. We blame ourselves because we're playing ourselves. We're playing ourselves into thinking we can do this forever. I can hear you, Jeremy.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I can hear you, Jeremy. Jeremy. I can hear you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Do you realize the Indian guy that owns YouTube only gives out 1/4 of the money?
Just 1/4?
Yeah. It used to be way more back in 2007, 2009.
Well, this kind of takes me back to a conversation the teacher was talking about. I was telling her, he knew you about O'Shea. O'Shea is a different age coach. I was talking to a young lad, my second job. He's well, he was a man. He's about 23, 24. Don't want to spend any money on his women, but at the same time, it's just
Whoa. You got me on speakerphone because I can barely hear you. Or your Bluetooth must be picking up everything else. Say something?
You hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you better. Yeah, that's way better.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It was a guy about 23, 24, saying he doesn't want to spend any money on a woman. He doesn't even like saving money, which I said that's very good. But at the same time, you're dating a single mom, and at that young age, I don't think you should be dating. I think you should be dating older women at this point.
Yeah.
And, and we was talking about the conversation of, because he's about, I'll be 33 years Thursday. So I was telling him, hey, you don't need to be dating a single mom this young at an age, and you're looking for, like, kind of in a way, dating and free sex. But, bro, you should be dating older women at this point.
Yeah. For if nothing else, to practice. If nothing else.
Correct.
I don't understand why people don't pick up on this wisdom. We tell these boys that they're supposed to convince these women. What? Right. Why? Drive past her. You will see her again 4 or 6 months later, and she'll be begging to get in the car. This I don't understand why these dudes who always talk this stuff, man, and it's like,
and it's so crazy from the ADOS perspective compared to the ones from the mainland or motherland Africa. This African guy admitted that he spends his more money on the girls, and he's not looking for a free trip. And he shows up to work and everything. And he's like, ain't no way in the world. The young guy's like, I'm gonna spend my money on women, especially to pay for it and all that. And I was like, I don't get what you guys. What makes you? Is this making him? Are you saying the African guy's less of a man? Because at least he told us the truth.
Well, yeah, and see, this is why so many of the American women don't want to deal with African dudes, because African dudes do come with some type of rules.
True.
And they don't, and the same reason they don't like messing with Dominican guys, same reason they don't like messing with Jamaicans, same reason they don't like messing with dark-skinned Mexicans, because they come with rules. And
Correct.
And this is why many of them struggle so hard to just convince the black boy that he's incorrect for not bowing down, that his patriarch is the only one that's incorrect, nobody else. And going back to the topic, when you look at this Indian guy that owns Google, who bought YouTube, he's doing the same thing. He's thinking about his people. He done built a university in India. And he don't care if folks keep sitting up here arguing, damaging their own image, black women against black men. He's only giving out X amount of money, and he's only giving that out because people like Willie D sued him. So,
and also
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I also seen something interesting as well. I was looking up the coming and looming eviction crisis, and majority of the women was ADOS, African American women that's about to get kicked out of their home. 11 billion African American women is about to get kicked out of home. And I'm looking, how is this? And they're on TV crying, and I'm looking like, wow, where did we end up as a people where we're relying on the system to just have a roof over our heads?
Well, the thing is, Democrats put so much energy into NAFTA because they wanted slavery. And they didn't want, Ross Perot said to Bill Clinton and that other knucklehead, Gore, he said, you might as well just give it to the black community and do the same thing there that you're trying to do with people outside. Why give people all this on the outside to have them come in? But guess what? Bill Clinton did that. So I say that to say this, going back to this topic, people, white folks included, have allowed people who don't care if USA burns to have the wheel.
That's correct.
And the topic you talking about women getting evicted, see, this is what I say on this channel all the time. The family people are monolithic.
That's true.
They don't understand these young dudes who said, man, ain't nobody supposed to be monolithic. Who taught you that? The plantation master? Because he's the only one who would say something like that. Because even the plantation master was monolithic. He stuck together with other plantation masters, even when it was wrong.
Right. So,
but notice how the black dudes will come up, grab the microphone, and say, "Man, the community's dead," and da 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 da, and then you find out the brothers from Haiti. Well, why are you even talking? or you get somebody who say, this, that, and the third, and you find out he's Nigerian. It's like, hold on, bro. Wait. What are we doing? So that's the point I'm making. Where is our agenda? And lastly, before I give you the microphone back, like you said, the women are getting evicted because they were relying on that get the bag to keep them afloat.
Right.
But see, when you don't control your mouth and you're not strategic and you're relying decade after decade on get the bag, you turn around and realize you're the only black woman in your office and now they tired of your mouth, and you lose that one job, you ain't got no family structure. You ain't got nothing to fall back on. You don't even have grandma because you the new grandma at 28.
Mm-hmm.
And that just proves your point. Go ahead, take the microphone, sir.
Yes, just to pick up where you left off, the whole get bad culture has literally destroyed our people. And like you said, being a YouTuber is nothing you're gonna do 10 years down the line. You need an actual career at that moment. Because I was in numerous fields, being case management. Currently, I'm a teacher, and all this Corona stuff is going on, or COVID-19.
Right.
Your flag.
Right.
So it's nothing long term that you can do being a YouTuber. You have to sit in wherever you are all day, pushing out videos, and there's only a few O'Shea Dukes Jacksons and Donovan Sharps and things of that nature, and everyone wants to be that now. And everyone, when it comes down to this red pill content, all these guys are doing is giving the same ideas, same philosophy, same ideologue, and a different package. You're just saying it this way, you're just saying it that way. And
that's all it is.
We're sitting here 2 hours, 3 hours, talking about the same thing about women, and let's go back to what I said. What's $300? What's $400?
Right. You had this one lady, Angel. She had a million views because she plays movies on her channel now. So they had to watch the whole time, right? So it's really, and that's why I try to explain to people, it's really watch time. So here's a movie for an hour and a half, probably 2 hours. 1 million people watched it. And guess what? Guess how much money she got for 1 million people watching?
How much?
$5,000.
Wow. You can make that in a month with 2 jobs.
You can make that in a month with one great job.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, now she did that with one video, but see, people will use that. Hey, shout out to Art. What's up, Art? What's up? People will see that one video and swear up and down that one video can be multiplied every week or every month. No, sir. No, sir. A lot of this stuff is once in a time thing. It ain't it. You don't necessarily do that all the time. I was looking at this rap group that I like, and I was looking at how much they make. So they got 200,000 people that are subscribed to them. When they release a video, they barely get 1,000 views.
And it's funny that you brought up rappers, Mr. Research. According to a lot of these rappers, is like starting to quit their rap, and such as J. Cole said the other day, Master P said that he's stopping. He's not even no longer rapping. It's gonna try for the. I'm like, dude, he's like 35. That rap money must be. And Cardi B is coming out with her OnlyFans now.
right, because rapping is a launch vehicle. It's not meant for you to be on it forever.
Right.
I met Chopper from the Making the Band series with him and P. Diddy. Chopper is still touring worldwide. Okay. But it's just mixtapes. But the way he lives is so minimal. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And he only makes 50, 60 a year. But you would think he makes like 200 or $250,000 how he lives. But see, he'll rent something, come in, rent something, go to all these little appearances, get broke off. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't really advancing his situation. Now, my man got to be at least 30, 35. All that stuff is dried up. So it's like, I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, do you know how many people after the music career have done nothing? After the basketball, after the football, have done absolutely nothing. That's when the real work starts. So when I look at YouTube or I look at some of these other spaces that people speak so proudly of, I'm like, where is the track record? Where is the proof of evidence that you're going to be able to sustain that? Because I've been around YouTube since '07. There's a lot of people ain't even on YouTube no more. Or they done went other direction. Shit, even Michael Bazin came back to YouTube.
Wow, he used to have a radio show, right?
He used to have a TV show.
Oh, yeah, on TV One.
Right. So it's like, it ain't, and then the worst part people don't understand about money, once you start getting to certain levels, your taxes increase and you got to damn near stay there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Especially
Whoa. Okay, wait. I'm sorry to cut you off. Actual factual, please come up actual factual, because I would love for you to show me who is making $20,000 to $30,000 creating courses, because that's an $8 an hour job. But that's what 20,000 is. 30,000 about $9 an hour. So I'm confused. How is that a win? But go ahead, Jeremy.
I just had a question. What do you think is the black male obsession with getting the bag and getting free sex? And usually I'm talking about, because right now I'm 32. I'll be 33 in a couple of days, and I'm just trying to figure out. I've been hearing this ever since I was at least 12. At least 12. That's the most fondest memory. And it's always been the same obsession with older guys, free sex, and getting a quick bag. What do you think that obsession with the black male, when other nations and other groups don't think like how the black male actually think about when it comes to relationships with women and actually the value of a dollar?
Okay, I'm gonna explain that, but let me address actual factual. Actual factual said $20 to $30 a month. I personally know that's a lie. I personally know it's not mathematically possible for you to create a product and have it do 20 to 30 a month every month for more than a year. You might be able to get away with it for a year, but you cannot do it more than that. You would have to have a massive following to get that. I mean, you got people who are actors and actresses that don't do that amount. So let me before I let you speak actual factual, let me answer Jeremy's question. So Jeremy, here's the thing. A person that has power don't need to prove it. Once you and this is why people say, you know, CA, you get real arrogant. I mean, once you start getting power, you kind of don't care, or you become the worst part of yourself. Like, I've seen people with power become the worst part of themselves because they never really had it to begin with. The same thing is true with dudes who making chicks moan. Everything is cool, Jeremy, until you can't control your dick, and now you done got your third chick pregnant. No, think about that for just a second. Everything is cool until you can't blame your dick for the problem your dick done put you in.
I think plenty of guys I grew up with, they couldn't control it.
Right. I have the first thing I learned was an AMG song called Dick Control. And I used to have sex with women to that song. And mentally it just triggered me to, hey, no, I can enjoy without even busting. So if a chick sit up here and say to me, "Oh, I'm done," oh, I'm good too.
Right. Interject real quick.
Go ahead.
So what I'm getting is that guys with real power, if he's not asking for free sex, he's already got the power. The $300 to $400, the $500 is nothing to him. the guy that with no power feel like he got away with something because he got the free sex.
Here's the
Is
funny
that
thing.
correct, or?
No, even better than that. And actual, we're about to come to you. It's even better that when you're able to not care about $100, now you get into places and events that poor motherfuckers will never go. And free pussy comes to you just for the fact you're there. I go to certain high-end events. They not truly high-end. They only cost $60 or $80. But you don't see a lot of black dudes there. And you don't see a lot of black dudes in nice blazers. I come, nice blazer, jeans, nice watch. I wear the Invictus watch. I come, I'm a nice, well-dressed dude with the freaking Night Dive cologne. These chicks is like, who the fuck? I've seen black chicks, pretty dark-skinned model black chicks, dance with old, crumpy white men and look my way like, wow, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it once you get in these spaces, it's not hard. Or you go to a swingers bar for $100, pussy everywhere. That's why I can't understand the concept of trying to convince a chick. I'll speak to a chick. I'll put something in her ear, and if she bite the line, great. Recognize game, and she loves my game, great. But I'm not stressing.
But I don't think most guys understand. Money is already halfway convincing.
Right.
Like I said, it really not. When I explain to somebody, it really doesn't matter if you have game. Because some chicks won't sleep with you if you got alpha or some money. So what's the whole thing? You convince it. It really is not. It's one of the same. It's not really nothing. You're just wasting more time trying to spit your game.
I was at a rooftop in Atlanta at a white bar. And the only reason I was there because they got fish, and I was meeting a black chick there. But a white chick came up to me, tall chick, about 6'4", came up to me. She must have had a BBC obsession. This is before BBC was really a popular thing. And her boyfriend, fiance, stood away from her and me. Mind you, I'm already sitting at the bar. He stood away from her like a cuck, probably like 5 feet away. And she's leaning toward me, says, "Oh, what type of food is that?" And, she's flirting, right? But I'm not happy about it. I'm not over the moon about it. I'm like, yeah, I recognize what's going on because I've been here before. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. There's a difference. I'm not like, oh, man, yeah, I had him watching. Nah, man, this is normal. This is normal for chicks.
And that same guy that her husband's watching, he's a judge. He's ready to put away a 14-year-old black male that charged him as an adult.
Right.
That had another. So this is like,
right.
I don't get it. That's the real power.
That's the real power. And it's like I told people at 17, I had sex with a dude's wife in front of him. This stuff ain't amazing to me. So when I hear other people, oh, he didn't do that. Whatever, bruh. Whatever. Once you do it, once you on your 200th chick, you ain't gonna care either. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't gonna care. I'm sorry, I done had actual factual holding too long. Let's get him. Actual factual. Let's talk about this money, man.
What's going on, Mr. Research? What's going on, Jeremy?
Hey man, life is great, man. So talk to me. The first topic, we're gonna get to your topic, but the first topic is most black YouTubers work for the Indian man who owned Google. We don't get the full money or even half 50-50 split. He gives us 1/4 of our monetized AdSense money. So in essence, we working for him. Would you disagree with that part?
Well, I don't disagree. It may get a little sticky when you're trying to define partnerships, business to business, proprietors. It gets a little sticky there. It's been a minute since I've been in marketing and business class or management class, so that's the only thing I would probably caution on the air. I would caution on the side of when we're discussing that. because if they're creating, yeah, they're providing the bandwidth and the platform, but essentially you basically have a opportunity to work your jelly, and you're drawing those people, which then in turn, if you're doing good enough, algorithms get sent your way due to it, and then other people who weren't even maybe necessarily looking for it, it gets sent to them.
Okay, so
Uh,
so in the business scenario for those people who are listening, so you're
mhm.
addressing it like a mall or a kiosk or a plaza. You're saying, okay, it's still their business, even though they're paying rent to the people that own the property,
Well,
right?
yeah. Look at it this way. Look at it this way. Um, Places like Quick Trip and other gas stations, where do you think they make their bread and butter at?
Well, you can't use that because the money does not flow through those entities. In YouTube, the money comes to YouTube and YouTube disperses it out. That's a
Not nec- Not necessarily. Okay, we could parse it. And that's why I said it gets a little sticky. Look at somebody, a large
you
white
gotta be
corporation.
you gotta be a you're being a little vague. So just be direct. I mean, I'm confused now.
Well, because it's more complex than that. Like, look at
I
somebody
can
like,
keep up. Trust me. I went to business
okay,
class. I can keep up.
okay, and I know that's why I I know I'm talking to I'm talking to alpha male wisdom, so, and the brother Jeremy, so I know that. Well, like, look at somebody like a Graham Stephan, right?
Okay.
All right, and you guys are probably aware of him. He does a lot of, look. He's about around my age, in his early 30s. Talks about credit, the Wall Street,
And how
similar
many
stuff.
years, how many decades has he been doing this?
To my understanding, Stephan has done it. Graham Stephan's done it for approximately maybe a decade,
Okay, 10 years. Okay, go ahead.
and he's just now he's at the point now where Glendon Cameron was saying that he quite possibly, now Glendon has a better understanding about this. I'm talking about people like Glendon Cameron, but he
Yeah.
was saying that that guy's probably getting somewhere upwards of 200,000 a month.
Okay,
Okay,
stop right there.
go ahead.
So a 10-year model that he's
Correct.
built,
Correct.
I'm going to tell you off the gate,
Okay.
it is a brand following. It is
Yes.
not necessarily his product.
Yes.
It is a brand following. So
Yes.
what happened is in the first 5, 6 years, maybe 4, those were the hard times. Wasn't a lot of money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're at the point where you're a familiar name.
Mm-hmm.
You have money coming from several different factors, but you're always going to have to reinvent. So
Mm.
my question will not be these past 10 years because only 1/3 of that would have been 200 a month.
Look at
No,
Marcus Brownlee.
huh?
Look at Marcus Brownlee. To my understanding, Erica S. Williams, you're familiar
Yeah.
with her.
Hmm.
Erica said Marcus is a millionaire,
Okay.
and he
How over
graduated from a prestigious science and technology school on the East
right.
Coast.
Over how many years? See this is the problem that I want everybody to understand. Okay.
Marcus is approximately 22, so he's up under me, man. So I guess, Mr. Research, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you answer that, because I got something interesting to add to that. Because I hear what you're saying,
Mhm.
but go ahead.
Okay, so here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk business.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not the typical black dude. I'm from the hood and I'm up in the corporate level. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna simplify it so where everybody can understand. When you are a person doing anything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
number one thing you got to remember about money
Mm-hmm.
is at how much you're being taxed.
Okay.
And that justifies how much you're being net.
Okay.
You to the regular public, you can be valued something. And,
Okay.
and I learned this watching a close friend of mine. He was in a group called The Bone.
Uh-huh.
and he was signed to Tommy Boy. He was doing all these trips. He had all this stuff
Mhm.
going on, but he was living in an apartment. His value was way more than how he was actually living. Okay. So let's start there. The first thing is
Okay.
a lot of people, and I'm not crapping on it, but I'm trying to validate it mathematically.
Go ahead. I'm a student, so you know I'm thinking a
If
step ahead. I'm one of your students. Go ahead.
if a person cannot generate this month to month, year to year, then it's called new money. That
May I
means
interject?
go ahead.
Well, as far as it's like such as Jay-Z or someone of that nature, they'll tell you he's worth $1 billion or Kanye West. They're not worth that actual liquid. They're probably similar if they want to have that much money in the bank. It's all the assets they have to find money, stuff, and companies, millions. So you might look at their bank account, they might just have 170 million in their bank account, but they'll tell you on paper, this guy is a millionaire. I can be a millionaire on paper with insurance policies and things and whatnot. And I can be worth $1 million. That doesn't mean I actually have $1 million to grab.
Well. That's a good that's a good segue into what I learned years ago about Trump. How he didn't have a lot of his money; he just owned a lot of things.
And he
So
started getting his name license because he had to
right,
get out of that. He was losing money.
right. So as of right now, my house is worth 1.2.
Gotcha.
I can be classified a millionaire, but
You
I'm
could.
not.
No.
You see my point? You see my
Okay, so here. Okay, so I'm
wait.
thinking-
Hold on. I got 4 vehicles.
Okay.
So that's gonna put me at another. Let's just round it off to 100. So now I'm at 1.3. Money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put myself at maybe. So now I'm at a good 1.5 now. But I'm not. But
Right.
if we valued my assets, it looks like that. So when we talk about this person is a millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
I just want everybody to understand, kind of like what Jeremy said.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not liquid, then it's not necessarily true. So when we tell our community, especially our Black sons,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is the model, we can't use a get the bag type of thing. We can only use the power aspect. And the power aspect says, okay, I control World Star Hip Hop.
Okay. Q.
Now I believe you're a millionaire.
The brother Q.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the brother Q. And before he died, he got valued at 22 million.
Okay, there you go.
And my understanding, the brother Q was touching millions.
Yeah, several million. Yeah.
We don't know how much.
But he didn't have 22.
No, he didn't have 20. Now, this is what I'll say.
I know he didn't have 22.
We know he didn't have 22.
I give him somewhere between 5 and 8 million.
But here's the thing though. I think we have been so kept from resources, we don't even understand where the win is. And so this is what I'll say to that.
Well, there was no win because he was not able to multiply. See, what do they say? I'm gonna let you finish, actual. But what do they say? Your money has to make money.
Yes.
So if you're just accumulating money, just like I have an event business and I have a clerical business.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm just winning off the clerical business, and the event business is dragging it down, therefore the clerical business is breaking even. If I just living off of the clerical business, but I'm not developing into brands or several stores, or well, what am I doing? So going back to what you said about the guy's 22 with $1 million. Yeah, that may be true, but I'm going to use Jeremy's point of Jay-Z. Again, I'm not pocket watching. I'm not hating. I'm just saying how white logic works.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
not really a billionaire.
Right. So Jay-Z, even if he was a billionaire, let's just grant that. Let's just put that on the table.
Okay.
From 28 to
Mhm.
50 years old, that's a lot of time.
Yes, sir.
That ain't 2 or 3 years.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I can more so believe he's a billionaire because he bought into his wife. Her money's his money, and all that type of stuff. It can get closer to that, but I would have to see some of the YouTubers be able to branch that money out. Because if you do like what Negro Manosphere did, you take 20, 30 G's, you start Negro Manosphere, and then you start making 50 G's a month.
Correct.
Okay. Great. But then YouTube changed its payout. Up, and then YouTube changed it again.
Okay.
Now the 50 racks is looking like 2015 rack. And you got to pump out the 5 videos a day. You feel me? So,
because that's what he has to do. That boy working like a slave.
Right. So it's like the model is not necessarily there. Now in his situation, no. I'm not hating. I'm saying something. In his situation, he doesn't have taxes on the home to pay for. He doesn't have storefront property issues. He doesn't have you know what I'm saying? He's still doing what he's doing.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I guess my point is that, or even if we use Donovan, and again, I'm not hating. I'm just saying what it is. Donovan has some issues going on. Okay, let me just say it at that.
I think now I don't think those are current though. I know what you're losing, but I think he's good. Well, I think Donovan's been good, even according to him and others. I think he's been. I would assume he's been doing good.
Well, the thing is, when people have those type of issues, and you have another person keeping you balanced, that's a codependency thing. But even if I put that off to the side, he's doing what he's doing. I still haven't got a 10-year model.
Okay, so I love what you're doing because I think what you're doing is very good because this is war room stuff.
Yeah,
and it's really and I know this is your major too as well. So you've been instructed and it's from an institutional academia standpoint to think of it in this way, which many don't, and I love that aspect. Many of them don't. Even the ones who you think are getting, like we said, the money getters, get the bag people, they don't even think like this.
Right. And this is why come the 7th, 8th year, that get the bag money person is doing what Nene Leaks is doing right now. What am I gonna do?
Look at Tamar, bro.
I'm still waiting for the day. Look at Tamar. I'm still waiting
for the day. Over that.
Right.
Black. Now check this out. My mother used to talk about how sloppy her ex-husband used to look, right? Why she's with him. He looks so sloppy. But I knew that man was protecting that woman.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about how he look, how he get her. I found out after seeing this conversation, he's managing Gaga. He's managing all these major white artists.
Yep.
He was her protection.
Until the sisterhood got in her ear.
Well, part of that sisterhood, part of that obviously is Tamar. I think even the brother, I know you don't too much care for him, Stephen Fetching, he makes some great, sometimes you got to give it to him. He makes some great points. Black women, it's like it's like a chocolate cake, man. They figure they know when to stop, but they just like a kid, man. They will get sick off of it. They will
Well,
eat
because
and eat.
the plantation taught them that, and the plantation did not want them or their children to ultimately win. This is why now I'm talking about the Akata woman, the woman that's not of us.
Of course. And so I just to get back
Mhm.
what you were saying, because it all ties in, because you know, I'm sure Vince, there was a reason everybody could tell Vince was trying to get her to tighten her belt up financially, because he was a manager and executive. He saw where the industry was going, and it's going right back into what we're saying. He foresaw where the industry was going, even with having Gaga. He knew where it was going. And
Mhm.
so I could tell Vince, and it was starting to show he was getting her to tighten the belt, tighten the belt. Well, I didn't, what she was acting like tighten that belt, because he was forecasting, regardless of what he was forecasting what we're doing right now. And I get what you're saying. Many of them don't, but I'll say this. I think, and Erica Williams raised a good point. She's like, what you gonna do? You get your Juris Doctorate, right? But you happen to be a YouTuber, and you get to the point where you're making 20,000 a month
Mhm.
off your AdSense, and
Mhm.
you possibly could have other people helping you now, to where now they've shown you where you can branch off and make more money off of it. What are you
Right.
gonna do? You gonna practice law when you're valued, when you could probably net $1 million,
Right.
and
Right. You're going
you're
to
gonna get a
focus on the
law
money
job?
right now. You're going to focus on the money right now. You're
Well,
absolutely right.
but
Just
see
like
the
a
point.
running,
But
just
see
like
the
a running
point.
back would.
I get
Just
where
like
you're
a running
going.
back.
But see, what Erica what she was driving at is that it would be foolish if you're focused on developing things around it, and all you're doing is you have the mindset to where you're growing and progressing. It would be foolish to go, well, I'll settle in Atlanta and take that $100,000 a year associate job, junior associate, as an attorney practicing contract law. What you gonna do, Mr. Research? You gonna get that bag?
No. 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 No.
You
No.
you telling me
Nope.
you would cut the spigot off and get 100,000 when you on par to make $1 million?
Here's the part. Here's the part Erica didn't tell you. Long term money for the and Jeremy, we're gonna come to you, and then we'll go to Jonathan. Long term money has to do with relationship. When you're isolated making this million, you're not making relationship. So when it drops off, or if it drops off unless you diversify. So I'll give you that. The 100,000 people don't understand the power of a career. A career is stability. Now, if you go after the million, which ain't nothing wrong with that, if that's what you feel you got to do. But I ran into a guy out here in San Francisco. He's probably one of the most wealthiest guys who have been in tech. He sold his invention for, I want to say, 750 million or 500 million, one of the two. Ain't invented nothing else.
Okay.
Now you got a hotel, you got a condo, a penthouse condo, but you're paying every month on that. You got a black dude who's private security for you everywhere you go. You now have to become that manager. So once you get that million, kind of like what you and Erica was talking about, you still got to become a manager, a career type of guy in the end. So unless you can recreate the million year after year after year after year, it kind of sort of don't compete, because I'll take the 100,000, make the connections, and get the million.
I'm gonna whoop you all day. I'm gonna whoop you all day. We in the war room. I'm gonna whoop you all day. I love you, but I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna whoop you all day. If
I
I
understand you saying get the million. I totally understand that.
No.
But
Can I
go ahead,
can
Jeremy.
I interject? Can I interject? So, as far as what Mr. Research saying, as far as the career, he's absolutely correct. If you look at a lot of these rappers, they had a rap career first before they became a billionaire. And Jay-Z went into fashion. Kanye had a rap career before he went into fashion and everything else and whatnot. Same with Will Smith. He went into he's no longer really rap. His career is no longer rapping. He's making movies. That's his career. So you do need a career. And you do need marriage to some degree to withhold that money.
Yeah, because you can get the bag, and I'm not discouraging nobody from getting the bag, but when people talk about this stuff, I just want to see a 10-year model. Anybody can do a 5-year model. See, that's why I'm not impressed by a 5-year model, because anybody can do a 5-year model. I have seen a gay dude in Atlanta before it was popular. He took some candy paint, went to the thrift store, and would pick up Air Jordans and stuff and candy paint them joints, paint them gold, silver, and all that type of shit, right? This dude started getting money out the woodwork, easy 100, 150, 120 G's a year. Back to back to back to back. His condo was above mine. Gay parties all fucking night, right? But on that 7th year, the Japanese took over that idea. His money, internet, all that shit went to shit within 2 months. Now what you gonna do?
Hey man, I got something to say with his
Go ahead. Go ahead. And then we gotta let Jonathan speak. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna be concise. So I think what we're doing, because what I would say right now is that I would say, well, Mr. Research, it kind of sounds like you're moving the goalposts, but check this out. I'm talking about approaching it with systems and with forward thinking. I mean, I think, Mr. Research, you're in business, you're a manager in business and things of that nature. You've been around. I think we can always be. You've had meetings. You can always be in a meeting and you're objectively going over pros and cons and you're making projections, right? Company makes projections,
Yeah.
right? They go over their weaknesses and where they're progressing and where they see their profits maximizing, right?
And a lot of it's bullshit, but go ahead.
Stop that. See, like quarterly meetings and things of that nature. Well, okay, you're supposed to always, to make yourself stronger, better, and more impenetrable, you're always supposed to be looking at where your weaknesses are at and improving upon your strengths, showing yourself up. So that's always going to happen. I think what you're talking about is mindset. And what I'm saying is that I'm looking at people like Glendon Cameron, Erica S. Williams, and others. My boy D. What's his name? I forgot his name. Big Brother. Now he's in Dominican Republic now.
Mm-hmm.
People like that who are proven business owners. Huh?
You talking about Edin Cole?
Yep. You know what I'm talking about. Proven business owners. They're capable, competent business owners, and they have. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm not talking about. Okay.
So let me ask you.
Not fly by nights.
No, that's cool. So you're talking about sustainable people. So here's the thing that I need to ask you as a fan of all these people. Okay, are you ready? Because this is going to be this is going to hurt.
Go ahead.
Okay. How many black people have they hired? I'm not saying contract. I said hired.
Okay. Erica, she's hired people in her office. She's hired other YouTubers. AM1, Oakland brother.
That's
AM1, he's doing all her videography. She's hired him legitimately. Glendon Cameron. I can't speak to how many black people was hired, but I know that he's helping. I do know he's I can see the comments and the testimonials. He is helping consulting work with black business owners. Go ahead.
Let me get off my high horse and humble myself to your idea of how this works.
Okay,
I
Edine Cole. Let me say this one last one. Edine
I know
Cole,
about Mr.
Chuck
Cole.
Brown.
Mr. Cole is
Brown.
African. Mr. Cole is
Can I say
African,
something
isn't he?
for you?
Yes, he is.
But he's
Yes, he
he's
is.
a African. He's a African now. African.
Come on,
Oh,
brother.
let me
Hold
also say
on.
this.
Come
Let
on,
me
brother.
wait.
I'm being real.
Let me also say this about Edine. Edine was he had one. It sounded like he had one of them Nigerian fathers who when he was explaining his backstory, he never met his father. His father hit it and quit it and left. So all he's ever known is his Southern black family. He's not known that side. He's just now getting to know his half brothers and sisters. He sound like he had one of the Nigerian fathers.
Let's go to Jonathan, and then we'll go back to Jeremy. Go ahead, Jonathan.
What I can say is I agree with I agree with Q completely, because there's a lot of burnouts when it comes to people that get these businesses, build it up, sell it off, like Famous Amos. I keep thinking about
poor guy.
I keep thinking about that deal, man, that licensing deal.
Oh man, I heard
Famous Amos. We're bringing up Famous Amos.
Oh my God! No, let him speak. Go ahead, Jonathan. That poor guy.
For one thing, I'm pro business, and Latrey pretty much told me that, man, the sales thing, it's good for right now to be able to live and eat above my head. But he said, get some management. I'm starting to think about that as well. I'm starting to really think about that as well, because the sales is coming through, but career. I don't care if I'm a CEO of my own business. It has to be some type of management that needs to be taken account of, because there's a burnout. Because people get the money, they blow it, or they get the money and their net worth
might just fuck you. The government might just fuck you. You got to come out the pocket and really make some things happen. We're gonna let Jeremy get in, but I have something to say about Mr. Cole. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yes, as far as Erica Williams and Mr. Research is correct, and Glendon Cameron, you got to understand, Glendon Cameron had, I believe, a military career before that, and Erica Williams came from a family of money. So a lot of these people you're looking at on YouTube already had careers before this, or came from some type of generational wealth or money.
Which is the point I was going to raise about Mr. Cole.
That's not correct. That's not correct.
Give us the correct stuff. I love
Glendon.
correct.
If you follow Glendon Cameron he got all the way back to where he was in a boarding house. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he did not come from generational wealth or money. He had one of them dead end careers, and it had a dead end outlook. Erica is, and she doesn't hide that, but I'll say this: to be managing and to be overlooking different businesses and being successful,
that's true.
And working with people like Andre Hatchett, we know who Andre is, successful brother, businessman, and other business people that I don't follow fluky people. Ethan Cole, he's helping out. He's helped out Trucker Brown, the brother, the sister, Jay Rich. Jay Rich now has, this will excite you, government contracts now in trucking.
There you go. Let me ask this question. You know what? I don't have a problem with none of that, to be honest. My whole thing is it is a lot of hard work to maintain that level of mouth discipline to be able to sustain those people that you've mentioned. Those people, what they have in common is mouth discipline when it comes to making the moves that they make. I guess for me, that's dangerous to say to our people, because many of our people do not have that level of decorum. Is that safe to say, actual factual?
Yes.
So I guess for me, my real pushback, because I'm sitting up here trying to humble myself as you talking, because I don't want to be right. I want to be part of the conversation. And you make an intellectual point. But I guess the reason why I don't push that way is because for the superstars like yourself, Jeremy, Jonathan, y'all can relate to business on a fly. Look at the comment section of some of these Cynthia G commenters, Chrislyn Carrison commenters. These women run our community. And look at how long it takes their sons to unlearn that type of mentality. If I can get them into a hotel manager position quicker, that gives them more economic power to get to what actual factual was talking about with Glendon and Erica and all these people. But some of us are so, it's kind of like what I was saying on my video today. You're not going to have black men in trade no more, because I'm noticing the immigrants are now working as conglomerates. The immigrants are going into these areas. Trucking is one of them. And they're forming a collective company of people by saying we're a trucking community of Indians. You know how powerful that is, actual factual? You know how, even if you are a truck owner, how hard that is to compete against when it comes to contracts nationwide?
And I know our move. I didn't even, that comment that you made, the video that you made 2 weeks ago with the Indian man talking, and the title of it was like how Indians are, like he's running stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I erased some of my comments, Mr. Research. I spoke on it earlier to you, and we'll connect, brother. We'll connect because I'm getting my stuff. I got a manager position, by the way. Thank you, sir.
Amen.
Brother, we'll connect, but remember what I said, associations, basically putting pressure on them so they make certain set asides.
Yep.
That's gonna happen.
It's
Because
gonna happen.
that's our advantage, because brothers like me, you, and Jonathan, we're naturalized here. I mean, we're here. We're naturalized citizens.
Right.
And they know we have a stake. Those people are not. And for better or for worse, Trump just made it harder for the H-1B1s, for them visa people. He just
That's
made it real
opportunity.
hard.
And he should have. And he should have. Let's not be rude. Let's go back to Jeremy real quick. Go ahead, Jeremy.
As far as the integration, I just wanted to put back out there that, yeah, Glenn Cameron did. I watch his videos as well, fall, on hard times, but also he never really expounded how long he was in the military, because I took from my knowledge, you still get paid from our military. So he probably used some of that money as his career to start venture into another career.
And you know what? That's a good point, because a lot of people don't understand. I guess for me, I'm talking to the people who don't have the benefit of a family hookup, who don't have the benefit of having this, that, or the third. Because I guess for me, the urgency is sustainability. I would have more power in medical if I had more black male faces, more ADOS dudes, but I don't. Most of the ADOS dudes want to be security guards, janitors,
Right.
supply, work in the warehouse.
Let's
And,
unionize them.
huh?
I said, let's unionize them.
Well, I have taken steps to get more information about that right now. Speaking to a white neighbor of mine, she's a former union head of a union, and I'm trying to get more understanding that. And then also, I'm part of that teachers union thing that I spoke in a couple of videos about. The problem with unionizing, the wolf way of doing it, everybody involved has to sign up like a gym membership. That's the only way I would do it, because you got, number one, I would have to stop the pop in, pop out people.
Right.
I would have to stop that. I don't even need for you to pop in with your monthly money and then pop back out. It got to be a gym membership. Sign this paper. Please go to your lawyer and read it, because it's just like a gym membership. We're going to get this money for the year. After the year, you don't have to renew. but you're committed for the year, and in return, we're going to protect you with paralegals, lawyers, anything you need at the drop of a hat. You will not have to be scared at your job again. Okay, but you're going to have mouth discipline. You got to come to these meetings on Saturday once a month to remind you to have this mouth discipline. Because the problem with unions is that people get opinionated about stuff that is not important without looking at their check. My mother used to tell me, because her and dad were postal workers. They told me, they said people wanted to get out of the union, and then those were the first people that got fired. Once they had no more union protection, they got them up out of there. And that's the danger of putting people together. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I have some thoughts.
Go ahead.
You stand correct, Mr. Richards. I believe black males need to enter in these three fields. We need more: law enforcement, education, and medical. We don't have to see enough of black male presence in those type of fields. And such as me, as myself, as a teacher, after a while, you don't have anyone around you, you're surrounded, and the union does help, but you actually need that network. Just like, let's say, if you go into, let's say, Hispanics do landscaping, there's enough Hispanic males there to feel comfortable in that field.
Absolutely.
That you will never lose your job.
Never,
so we need
no
more
fear.
black males that want to become a teacher, but back in the 60s and the 50s, it was a lot more glamorous to have those type of jobs. Now it's get the bag, be a rapper, such and such, and this, that, and the third.
But see, here's how I propose to change. Now, I'm going back into music, so I will be an older brother in music, but I'm using it as a platform because I look at it like this: the only way, if I can get $10 million, no, take that back, 20 million, I could just change a city, and I would go to the smaller cities first. Okay. And I would change the city structure on how a teacher, especially a black male teacher, because I'm all about the black sons, how they get tenure. Okay. Number one, I don't need to speak to a principal. If I am the leader of a black union, I'm dealing directly with the superintendent because that's all that matters. Am I correct, Jeremy?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so everybody can see I'm doing my research. I'm not just.
I don't think people understand. Principals don't last that long in school. I taught special education. Principals only last at the longest 2 to 3 years at a school. They may not even stay a principal because they got so much stuff. They're almost like a lawyer. Teachers almost like lawyers as well. There's so much stuff they have to deal with. Parents mad at them.
But
teachers at odds with them.
But they can fuck up your career as a teacher.
Correct.
And that's why they got to get out the way. That's why if I created a union, I don't even want to speak to a principal. It's give me the numbers from Jeremy. Jeremy pays me every year to be his liaison for the fucking superintendent.
Right.
If Jeremy got a problem with the fucking counselor, keep your mouth closed, Jeremy. Turn your audio recorder on like you learned that in Saturday's class and give us the evidence and we'll take it directly to the superintendent. So that way, when Jeremy walks around this fucking high school, he thinks he's the shit because nobody can say nothing to him. And now, now you feel comfortable as a teacher. See, that's a fucking solution. That's a solution. Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna go to you, Jerry Boombo, but I want to hear what Actual Factual got to say about that. Because go ahead, Actual. What do you have to say about what I just said?
Man, I'm ready to go. Okay, so that's a great start. The other thing I was going to mention that will help with that, having appropriate associations, creating certain associations. I'm aware there are associations around the country, black this, black that, but And I don't know how good they're doing. That requires a robust research, Mr. Research Department.
They have people in charge who don't give a fuck.
Okay, so that pretty much confirms what I figured. But like I said, got to have a proper research department, Mr. Research. So
The only way you can have proper unions, you have to have an asshole in charge. He can be a nice asshole, but he has to be an
I'm
asshole.
not against that. Well, listen, man, we on the same wave. When you said, hey, you have to take it to 16th century, 17th century, the way Euro aristocratic society did it.
Yep.
Like, sorry, brother-in-law, got to get rid of you because you wasn't doing this right.
Gotta go.
Sorry, half sister, gotta go.
Fucking love you, but you will be beheaded on Saturday.
Correct. And I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think the thing is that unfortunately, my parents are baby boomers. We got to get them out the way. And that ain't no easy
Well, you don't have to get the baby boomers out the way, but you do have to threaten their death. No, I'm very serious. You laughing? I'm very serious.
Yeah, factual. This is serious business. I definitely agree on this.
I love it. I love it.
Well, here's what I mean.
I love it.
Here's what I mean. If I get up there in the public eye and you said C.A. Latreille, is that fucking C.A. from YouTube? And you start hearing me say some shit, and then I'll say something to like an Al Sharpton or Alan Keyes on the Republican side. You know what? Here's the thing. I respect what Al Sharpton has done compared to the Black Caucus. I always compare everything to the Black Caucus. People don't like Al Sharpton because of you see him more often. But for me,
he's pretty slimy. His background's pretty slimy. I mean,
okay, I'm with that. I'm with that. I am with that. I am not disagreeing with none of that. But the Black Caucus is more slimier, and you don't see them. The Black Caucus is more slimier than any of those people will ever be. See, I can deal with a person who's showing their face all the time or talking all the time. I can engage them, okay? Black Caucus does they shit in secret. I hate that. I think those cowards don't want people to know who they are. And so if I sat down with Al Sharpton, I would simply say this. And Jonathan, we're about to come to you. I would simply say this. Al, look, I'm going to say what a lot of people are scared to say. Because, see, that's going to be my mantra. C.A. Latreille is going to say the shit about the Black community other people are scared to say. But I'm not going to be disrespectful to the Black community. I'm going to say a lot of people have this opinion of you, Al. Let's put the record a little better for you. Moving forward, we're going to call on you to speak to some specific things. And the minute Al said, well, no, I can't. Okay. So I'm going to leave you alone, Al. You go ahead and do what you need to do. Go ahead and continue with the interview. I'm going to say that shit like that. But if Al says, hey, call me and I'll be there, then I think the Black Sons need to give it a chance because I want the rise of the Black Sons. And that's not a hate toward women. I just want the rise of the Black Sons. And I want to kill any dude that comes and is a woman first type of dude. No, you got to go. You got to go.
That's a lot of them. That's a lot of them.
Not because I hate women.
It's a lot of them.
The Sons can't benefit with a woman first type of dude.
It's a lot of maggles.
No, it's cool. I have no problem with them. They just have to go over there. They can't interact with us because, see, I just can't do it. Jonathan, I'm sorry to have you wait. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I agree because a lot of these dudes be signing over women over every damn thing. I used to hate that shit in school. That used to cost me all the time, man. I can't even say nothing around certain dudes because they got to snitch. So yeah, I agree. If we got to behead them early in the game to be able to advance, well, where my sword, Mr. Latreille?
There you go.
Where my sword, Mr. Latreille? We got to gut him and butt him.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. you know, we have to understand as black sons, it's not about hating women. It's not about dating women. What can we? Matter of fact, if somebody check out my video I dropped today, where if Africans love Pan Africanism, where is the Pan Africanism hospital? Can somebody point out the Pan African hospital to me? How about the Pan African high school? Wait. There's a lot of Africans working in the USA, making money, talking shit about how we lazy or whatever. Obviously, there is a Pan African movie theater, right? We got one where black people are getting employed. Wait. We do have a mega hospital. I know we must have one by now, right? No, we have a African Chinatown, African version of Chinatown, right? A place where all African products are sold, and we don't have that yet either. So somebody needs to get in front of TV and start saying this shit. But here's the problem, gentlemen. It all gonna come down to bankroll. Black men cannot voice their opinion and not bankroll shit. Because what's gonna happen is they're always gonna shoot at your fucking hero. The dude that's out there saying the shit y'all want people to say, pushing the buttons y'all want, you're gonna have to bankroll them. Because if you don't bankroll them, they're gonna be out there by themselves, and that's gonna be the end of it.
Well, organization comes first. I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on, actual. Let Jeremy get a piece. He's had less time. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, you good. As far as we spoke on earlier, as far as the teachers and stuff, we need black males knowing the laws and different laws. Because I taught in a public school and I also taught in a private school, but this is a school for, I taught a high school where there was more kids that had more like behavior, emotional issues and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. But they never told me what was the real issue. These guys was crazy. I had to end up breaking the contract. But the principal was like, pretty much, it really wouldn't reflect on my career because it wasn't a public school. But I told them, I'm out here. This is not what y'all guys told me. You're not providing the proper staff for me and things of that nature. And I think we need more black males in these positions to warn them and have a support system.
No. You gotta have a super strong union just for black male teachers. Here's why. Many women, especially when I go to these meetings for black teachers, they don't understand that there's a difference between the black male teachers and the black female teachers. Okay. A lot of times women don't realize they're being used by other women. They don't realize they're being used by lesbians and so on and so forth. And that's not for us to hate them. That's just for they don't realize those things are happening. Now, there's some lesbian black women who spoke to this bullshit that they be trying to get played and they realize it, But I think for the black male teacher, I'm trying to protect his image, number one. So here's why I say the black male teacher needs his own union. You need to pay me. Okay, what is the worst salary per month that a teacher can get, Jeremy? Just throw any number out there.
I'll say about under 30,000, 28,000. I say a teacher get
30. So what is that?
30, 28. I'll say 28,000.
28. So we looking at a little less than a G and 6 a month.
Correct.
About a G and 6. Okay. $100 a month. $100 a month gets that union $1,000. Okay. Within 6 months, it gives that union $500. Okay. Within a quarter, it's going to give them 4. Okay. So here's the thing. With every 4 months, that teacher through that union doing the leg work needs to have a rapport directly with the parents, not the teacher have a rapport. The union needs to have a rapport for the teacher. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because the real strength is in the parent dollars. Okay? Even if the parent is not paying at a public school, listen to what I'm saying. The true strength is through the parent dollars. So if I was to take Jeremy or Art Newell or any other black male teacher, and I was to say, okay, here's where your child started before he got into Mr. Jeremy's class, and here's his percentages now. The minute that parent, through email, through the union reaching out, notices that Mr. Jeremy is being fucked with, it's a email assault, a telephone assault on whoever the fuck. And guess what? We ain't calling the school. We're calling the superintendent. Oh, see, you just hit a nerve, didn't you? Huh? You felt what I meant, huh? Now imagine imagine that $100 every 4 months, which is 400, times at least 10 dudes. You motherfuckers are going to be protected because now you're able to pay a guy out of that 40,000 operating costs. That means I can pay a guy $1,000 a month to just go down to the superintendent's office every 3 days, shaking hands and kissing babies on behalf of the union. Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
What are your thoughts on that so far, sir?
I'm kind of speechless with that, but I agree 120% on that.
You could walk around feeling protected.
And that's what I'm talking about. A lot of black males don't feel protected on these type of jobs. There's no union protecting them. And also as well, a lot of them are maybe, for lack of a better word, ignorant to the laws, and they don't know how to protect themselves.
Well, look, the law is simple. Wolf rule number 1, keep your mouth closed.
True.
What I had a chick talk me up at my job today. Well, you know, CA, I wouldn't do it like that. I said, lady, respectfully, you wouldn't do it like that. I have to do it like that. But I hate when you say that. You don't have to. No. Understand what I'm telling you. You don't have to agree with it. See, she's not used to a stern dude. She's used to an apologetic black man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I think a lot of black males got to understand. A lot of these, when you get these write-ups and things at the job, they want you to write your comments and how you feel about it. You could respectfully write those things down, but I guarantee you, most of the time, they don't even put that in the file because they're trying to. You're so quiet. There's been times I've been so quiet on them job. You're trying to see how I feel about certain things. They're not even doing it. They're just trying to get you to come out your shell to let them know so they can feel comfortable.
Oh yeah, the way to do written suggestions is anonymous.
Right.
Yeah, you do written suggestions. You mail those in from a mailbox 2 counties away. You don't. You don't put the target on yourself. I mean, but that's how I would do the teachers union for males. The problem why other millionaire dudes haven't done it yet, they're trying to include all black people, and the women keep fucking them over. So this is the problem. Thank you, Jonathan, for being patient. We're gonna go to you before we go to actual factual. Jonathan, what are your thoughts?
Well, I also find it funny how, certain women like to say, well, I would do it like this, nitpicking at everything you do instead of basically being appreciative of how effective it was. Like, if everything's calculated and you're doing the meticulous attention to detail, a strong conflict response if any issues come up, being any forms of wittiness, it should be definitely necessary to be able to execute upon it, and not caring what people say, and also controlling your mouth as well. Because I don't want to have any slick one-liners for someone, and that's when nothing but a can of worms and issues come up.
I mean, yeah, and see, and that's why I said with what Brother Jeremy was saying, it's harder to teach decorum. Decorum is not something. So knowing the laws is part of decorum, because what happens when a powerless person knows the laws, they start quoting them and popping off. You got to know when to pop off. You got to know how to pop off. That's decorum. There's a great video of a couple of black dudes checking the police on how they should and should not be approaching them, that I'm going to put on this channel for everybody to learn from. But this is one of the things about decorum. Black dude is popping off on his property, and they're asking him to do something that he doesn't have to agree with. And this is why the anti-blacks are always saying, just go and do it. Shouldn't have to do it. Shouldn't have to do it. And the key word that I would always use with police, you're causing me mental distress. And I'm getting depressed by your continued accusation that I have to do this or I need to do that. You know what? I'm going to reveal something that a lot of people are not going to be able to understand, but hopefully Actual Factual doesn't beat me over the head with this. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to police, politics, and getting my way, I pretend I'm a little white girl. I pretend you are hurting me. You're the victim. Or I'm the victim, and you're causing me distress, because I'm using all that in the HR paperwork. I'm using all that in the courtroom. At no point in time do I let my manhood come out, because that's what you want. You want me to do that so you can say you're scared. I never forget, I was at the last computer company I had worked for, and I was working for that at night while I was at medical. But this chick was following me because she had never seen me before. Now, mind you, everybody else know who the fuck I am, but she's following me. And I said, no, I actually work here. She said, oh, but you don't have a badge. Yeah, but watch this. Hey, how you doing? So hey, what's up, CA? Okay, everybody knows me here. She continued later to follow me. I pulled her into the office. I said, ma'am, you're scaring me, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid you're going to hurt me. And she started laughing. You're afraid? Yes, ma'am. And I would advise you call your boss right now to have him give you directions on who CA is so that we can stop this right now.
I'm going to have to use that line. I'm going to have to use that line. That has to be one of the most slickest.
that was a great line, man. When a job's not working out and you want two separate parties not agreeing, another good word to use is, I'm not a good fit for this particular environment.
Oh, no, I never say that. No. I'm always a good fit. Here's why that's not good. Are you trying to say that you want to leave the environment?
Yes, you want to leave. You want to leave the environment.
No. You put on your paperwork. You don't even say anything verbally. You write it on your paperwork. Unfortunately, you write it on. You write it down. Unfortunately, at the current time, there are elements at this job that don't make it a peaceful environment for me. Remember, I'm a little white girl. I play victim. It's not a peaceful environment for me. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and sever my ties. I may be interested in coming back years later or some other time, but for right now, there are elements. Now, the first thing they're going to ask me, what elements? I choose not to get into it. I'm just going to leave like that. On the paperwork, that's all it's going to say. It's going to have your words, and it's going to be it's going to be a mystery why you left. But here's the discussion that's going to happen after you leave. Hey man, did we talk to him? Did we reach out? Did we have an interview prior to this? And you're going to know this is important because they're going to try to do what's called a interview after the fact. That
happened to me when one of the teaching jobs. What I used was, I'm in school currently going for my master's degree. School is always a good excuse. People will not mess with you if you're going to school. Mm-hmm. So people are like, well, this is not a good environment as far as what's going on while me trying to complete my master's degree classes. And any employer, anybody there, and the principal actually hit, so how do you feel? He asked me afterwards, is there something? Because he wanted me to sign something. I was like, it wasn't a public school, it was a private school, so it really doesn't count. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad the decision I made. But I was saying, I'm going to school right now. This is not a good fit for my environment. It takes too much focus off my school while I'm going to school. They had no other choice but to say, hey, there was no paperwork, no nothing. I chose to write that why I was leaving. It was school, and I just put that on school for school, and I was not, reading the fit for me as far as this environment makes it, a difficult environment for me to teach in, especially with those type of students.
Right. So, there's nothing wrong in what you said because for your industry that probably works. But I would steer away from that. I would make it all about, you know what? Unfortunately. At this time, and always say at this time, because when you make it about the situation itself, the HR tries to make you unrehirable, and I guess that's what I'm trying to protect you guys on. Now we're going to unleash actual factual. Go ahead, actual.
Well, as it goes to those type situations, I kind of my introduction was really Neely Fuller. He had a pretty good set of protocols, very simple, kind of along the lines of UQ, Mr. Latreille, really along the lines of asking them questions like what you did. Hey, ma'am, I'm getting uncomfortable. Is there a problem? What did you mean by that? All sorts of things. When it comes to law enforcement, I pretty much am like I'm pretty much like POW status. What's going on? I'm asking questions but in a different format. And then
no. But wait. Did you use that wolf rule number 3? Did you turn that freaking recorder on your phone and put it on your dashboard?
I will now.
Yes, sir. Look. Here I'm gonna let you finish, but here's how Wolf does it. I get pulled over. I take that phone out of my pocket. I hit because I always have the microphone recorder on the front as it opens up. I tap that microphone. Today is blah, blah, blah. The time is now blah, blah, blah. I've just been pulled over. I'm near this street, that street. I'm on this road. I set it on the freaking dashboard. It's not in my hand. Roll down my window. First thing I do is hand the officer my lawyer's personal business card. I know damn well he just asked me for my life insurance, but I hand him the lawyer's business card. Every cop said, "What is this?" "Oh, I'm just doing what my lawyer told me to do." He said, "Anytime I'm pulled over for any reason, the first thing I hand is his business card." He said, "Well, I need to see your license and registration." Okay, it's right here. It's already packaged up. I keep mine in a Velcro pack, so I ain't got to be fumbling for it. Hand him all the stuff. 8 times out of 10, ticket avoided, because this person, and a lot of times they see the phone on there. They say, "Are you recording me?" As my lawyer says, my car is my personal space, and anything I do within my personal space is fine and dandy. Well, can you? No, my lawyer told me not to touch my phone while it's recording until I drive off. Now, what did I just do? Actual factual. I gave, under the advisement of my lawyer, I'm doing this. Under the advisement of my lawyer, I'm doing that. Under the advisement of my lawyer, I'm doing that. And anything you ask me to do outside of the advisement of my lawyer, even if you arrest me, you cannot delete my recording. You can either leave my phone in my car and the battery will die, but that recording will still be there. Or you can take the phone in possession and the same thing happens. But you need to show up with court with some evidence. Now, for everybody listening, if you want to get this recording and evidence, you must submit it a day or 2 days, preferably a week, before your actual court date, because the DA has to review it also. You cannot pop up with that recording on the same day of your court appointment. This is just wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. Something you don't get from the younger folks. This is just straight wisdom. Sorry, actual factual. I just wanted to get that public service announcement. Go ahead.
No. You know I'm always taking notes, Q. So you good, bro. I was taking notes, some more notes, on that, mental notes. I'm already working. As a matter of fact, hey man, this new company, man, they got lawyer services you can pay for. So how about that one?
Well, you know what? You never need that because you can always retain a lawyer for $500. So
man, I gotta find one. I was asking my mom about that.
No. Here's what you do.
Okay.
I'm full of solutions, brother.
Okay.
Google 2018, 2019. Lawyer, the word lawyer, and your zip code. The people that's going to pop up is people in your area who are recent graduates. Do you follow me?
Got you.
As long as they are not already working at a firm, you can go negotiate with them personally if they have their own practice. Even if they have a practice out of their condo, you can negotiate with them. Your job before you retain any lawyer is to make sure, number one, they cover what you are using them for, business, criminal, or what have you. The second thing, you need to make sure that they're registered. And just simple thing, you ask the lawyer, are you registered? You register with who? And you're just going to check it. Okay, I'll great meeting, and thank you. Like I said, you got to tell these lawyers that you don't have a current case, that you're just trying to interview retaining a lawyer. The lawyer that just graduated is struggling, actual factor. He needs your money. He needs you as a client. You ain't got a case, kind of bums him out or her out. Always get a female attorney. They work harder because they're not respected. Asian women are hated amongst lawyers, so they work triple hard. Indian women are not respected either, so they go out of their way to work. The thing is, when you say to this lawyer, hey, the lawyer might say, well, my retainer is $2,000. What's up to Screen Learning, and what's up to Yogi Fish? Phantom Muters in the house, Radio Free Ammo. You just say to the lawyer, well, I'll pay you $500 now, and I'll give you $100 a month or $50 a month or whatever until we reach that 2,500 marker. The minute they accept $1 from you, they are retained by law. So you don't really have to do this whole come up with the 2 G's type of deal or whatever their retainer is. If you never use them, you can always get your money back in full. No percentages missing. So that's a cheap way to retain a lawyer. The problem with some of these lawyers that are through the company, they're only going to give you paralegal services, but you don't know that up front. In order for you to get an actual lawyer through some of these services, you have to pay additional money. They don't tell you that. And then it's better for you to just have your own lawyer because now y'all have a rapport. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to this other person. Like me having my own lawyer, if I'm stopped, my lawyer can come, get my property, take my ATM card, I can give him my pen, and he can pull out the full bail amount, and I can bail myself out. I ain't got to go through a bond. You follow me? So these are all the great things in having your personal lawyer. You don't have to. Lil Wee said he learning a lot tonight. This are all the great things in having your personal lawyer. You don't have to go through bonding company. Like if your thing is $10,000 and you got $10,000, you bail yourself out. And once the case is determined, you get your $10,000 back in full.
So that was you Googled 2020 lawyer, you said?
The year before, 2019 or 2018.
Okay, and you
Lawyer and then your zip code.
okay, and the zip code.
And a bunch of them will pop up.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
every year a bunch of lawyers graduate and they're looking for clients and they're hungry. They got two choices: start their own shit or work for a firm. You cannot get nobody that works for a firm because they're going to need their money up front because they're trying to prove something to the people who run the firm. But if you get somebody who's working out of their condo, or some old retired lawyer is preferable, working out of his condo, that's the best thing for you. And then you could be like me. Hey, how you doing, officer? My lawyer told me to give you this. And the minute you hand the officer your lawyer's card, he knows everything got to be by the book. Every fucking thing. He knows you're a person that ain't bullshit. Because cops are afraid of anybody that can fight the ticket. That's why they only really go after people who you can be driving in a BMW, a Beamer, a fucking Maserati with a broken tail light. This nigga will not pull you over.
That's true.
he knows it's going to be a bad day. You pulling over a Maserati with one of the headlights is out. Okay, you try that shit if you want to, because people.
Can I interject with something?
Go ahead.
Well, it's also with my car. It's a pretty new, Chevrolet Impala. I hardly ever get pulled over. But the one time I did get pulled over, I got a ticket. They said I ran a red light, but it was no one there. It was no one running red light. Mm-hmm. But I appealed that ticket, and the pandemic happened. Right before the pandemic, they said everything's good. It's paid in full. You don't have to come back to court for it. So they realized I had enough money to fight the actual ticket. And what people don't understand is most lawyers don't make that much money. I was a child protective service case manager, and the lawyers I'm sitting next to, they got more cases than me, and only making $60,000 a year. So everybody think a lawyer get out of college and they got to go to a private law firm before they go to a public law firm before they go to a private one. The private one makes all the money, not the public. You work for the state, you're gonna be making 60, 70. If you're lucky, been there for 10 years. If you ain't had a heart attack, making 128,000.
Absolutely. And see, that's the thing, man. People got to understand, man, that a lot of us are playing ourselves on this stuff. Let me go back to this topic because I need to close out. I need to go run. So here's the topic, Jonathan. Going to Jonathan, and then we'll end with Jeremy. Jonathan, a lot of YouTubers work for the Indian man that owns Google. A lot of YouTubers, even if they make 50 or 20 or whatever they make, they're not getting their full monetized money. You made more back in 2007. He cut it in 2009, and he cut it again in 2010. You only make it 1/4 of your money, maybe 1/5. How is a person able to say they work for themselves, Jonathan, if the Indian man is giving out the money he feel like giving out?
I just want to say that anybody that's working like a slave on YouTube, man, they priorities in the wrong spot, man. They hold directions in the wrong place, especially when you're poisoning a whale for little crumbs. But when it comes to the Asian and the Indian, that's pretty much the owner and boss. That shows you that people that don't focus on at least innovation or at least think outside the box when it comes to developing things, then they'll be forever behind because they're the entertainer. They
Where
are the court gesture. They are the
where
court gesture.
where is the African hospital located at? Did I miss it?
I'm trying to find the one in Ethiopia, dog. I don't know. I'll
Oh,
get to you
okay.
when I find
Okay.
it.
Where
I'll get to you when I find it.
a lot of people tell me, I mean, I think I need to understand what's going on nowadays. Nowadays, shout out to you, Actual Factual. Yeah, what's going on nowadays is a lot of people are telling me stuff, but I'm not seeing it. Can I go to Africa Town? No, I'm very serious. I'm very serious because there's a lot of people telling me that I'm lazy as an ADOS person. There's a lot of people telling me all this type of stuff. So clearly, I can go to an Africa Town where I see African writing on the walls, and instead of Buddha, I see you know, whoever the ritual persons are, and I can go there and feel proud that I'm spending money with my people. No, I can't do that. Huh? That's interesting. Well,
I'll try to find an Ethiopian restaurant in Vegas. Gonna find that.
Well, forget a restaurant. I want a movie theater. Where's the Ethiopian movie theater?
Oh,
Where
like
it's
Magic
all-
Johnson. That's funny. Oh, like Brother Magic Johnson got. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That's Hiram Brothers. Okay.
it's hiring brothers. Where is that? I don't see that. So for a lot of times when people start telling me about YouTube, I want you guys to be managers and owners, but I want y'all to be able to hire other black men because you guys got to understand a lot of people are not hiring. They're hiring their people. And this is something I disagree with Yogi Fish about. Yogi Fish came on, and you know, this is his opinion, but Yogi Fish was like, you know, he don't believe that. Well, I'm not going to quote him because I forgot what the actual quote was, but let me say my version. I believe brothers need help in getting into higher levels because just having credentials and skill it's not enough. You got to have brothers pulling brothers in, and that's my thought. Jeremy, you got the last word, sir. What are your thoughts?
I believe I sent you an email about a couple weeks ago. How do you feel about actually as far as the career compared to, like, say someone go into a trade of plumbing, they open their own business, and you said young black males or black males should be managers instead. Why would you rather have them be a manager instead of actually having a trade where they can open their own business? I was just trying to figure that out.
Because in order for you to have a successful business, you have to be able to manage it.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's a lot of brothers who open businesses and can't compete with people who are seasoned managers, or you got to realize that you're dealing with conglomerates, meaning that 4 Asians got together and they're getting all the janitor contracts, and here you are, you got a janitor company, you got 1 employee, but you don't know how to what Jonathan understands with our conversation. You don't know how to scale up because you never even knew there was something called scale.
Right.
How can you have a business and you don't know business conversations? If I start talking about margins, you don't know what that is. So
Crystal reports.
Yeah, Crystal Report software. So what's the difference between a kiosk owner and an actual owner? You see what I'm saying? Anybody can.
Go ahead.
Anybody can open a kiosk, but that doesn't mean you have a business. just because the product is sitting on the kiosk shelf. Just because you've been successful for 6 months, making money hand over foot, you have no concept of it as a business. So getting the trade, and then let's talk trade real quick, because this is a good segue. Oh, shout out to Yogi Fish. He said, yeah, brother needs help, but they have to respect the help. Oh, yeah, they have to respect the help. Let's talk that real quick about, and I'm gonna let you finish, Jeremy. But let's talk about this real quick. The brothers who are not hiring other brothers, when you don't understand the technique in hiring, you don't have a business. This is something I learned running away a great employee I had. Pissed myself off to this day behind that shit. And that's been freaking 8 years ago. Still mad at myself. And you have to understand that level of it. So when you're managing, I'm sorry, I jumped ship. What I meant to say was, then you got to understand whether your trade is really a linear trade. Just because you're successful in HVAC, living in Arizona, doesn't mean you're going to be successful if you and your wife move to Michigan. Does that make sense, Jeremy?
That makes a whole lot of sense. A lot of trades or careers are not transferable.
Right.
I'll say right now, I'm from Chicago originally.
Right.
But I live in Arizona as right now.
Right.
As far as that concerned, say AC and cooling, that's real good in Arizona. But if you go to Chicago, you out of a job.
Right. So, but if you have but if you have manager skills, that's universal everywhere.
Correct.
So let's talk plumbing real quick. Okay, plumbing. Okay, so that's universal between Arizona and Chicago. But now you're running into another problem. Your family businesses versus you. Family construction sites versus you. Yes, you might be able to be a Craigslist giant, but that don't mean you can necessarily compete with a guy who gets a contract every 6 months like it's nothing and been doing it for the past 10 years with fucking several houses and shit. And that's a totally different concept. So the reason I hate trades is because it gives guys a false sense of we made it. I don't like that. Even MOT is an owner and he manages people. He ain't just a guy driving a truck, just buying trucks and letting people drive them. No, he got actual employees. People actually get hired and fired. It ain't I got 4 trucks, I'm on the lease one out to Jonathan and Jonathan gonna get, no, that's not managing. That's you have a situation that's winning right now. Now, here's my question. If you now a real trade, let me talk about this too. A real trade used to be what people used to call a machinist. A machinist was a real trade. And what I mean by real trade, it was extremely profitable and sustainable. Now our trades have devolved into hustles. How can you compete against Jonathan, who has his own business online bouncing freight? He can rely on that as long as he keeps selling. You have to go out and find clients. How can that compete against me punching into this clock every day, sitting at a desk, listening to YouTube, talking to YouTube while I do my work? And I'm at damn near 92 a year. So what are we talking about? We got to get to the point that even if we do the trade, your whole job is to have several employees and duplicate or triplicate your business. You got to have one in the South. You got to have one on North Dearborn in Chicago, and you got to have one in the South, and you got to have one in Gary, Indiana. And it shouldn't take
places you can't go to.
right.
The game, stuff like that.
Right. And you should be able to do it within 10 years. Not tell me that you just still got the one spot after 10 years.
Right.
So that's why I think that trades is bad, because if you're a manager, Jonathan is going to do better from his freaking living room. You see what I'm saying? By bouncing freight. And when the next hot thing comes, he's on that too.
I'm on it. I got product researchers and everything ready. Google researchers.
So this is what I'm saying. And Jonathan, even if that stops, Jonathan can go be a hotel manager, travel the world. Jonathan can go managing hospitals. Jonathan can go to any industry and manage, because once he learned that, the service worker guy can't. And just like my friend I speak about all the time. Now, mind you, I'm not hating why brothers doing this. I'm just pointing out, Jeremy, you don't see immigrants going into this shit. You don't see immigrants saying, "Oh, I just finished plumbing school. Oh, praise Jesus, praise Allah." No, these motherfuckers are managers of the plumbers. These motherfuckers ain't.
Right, I agree.
Shit, I can't even point to one Indian who's in HVAC. Fuck HVAC.
Also, I believe if with the current job crisis going on, 40 million people out of work, and you're absolutely right. These places are not hiring; they're hiring their own people. And for anybody to own their own business, you don't even need a business class. Take some sociology class, because if you know where trends are going, you know where the money is going. You know how people are interacting.
That's it.
You're wasting your time.
That's it. It all don't matter. Shout out to Yogi Fish. He said the brother with little skill wants a black vice president to help them get a management job, but he will turn down the mailroom job he got offered to get them inside the company. Exactly. Now that's a great point Yogi Fish has. There's a lot of dudes, man. Dudes are weird to me, man. I did not know black men were like this, man. Dudes just don't have a lot of warrior going on. Just not a lot of warrior. Man, I would kill to get into the mail room of some places. Do you know where my mouth? Man, stop. Man, stop. Mail room? That's what you want me to do? Receive the mail, sort it, and go to each floor and pass it out. My resume will be dropped on the manager's desk of damn near every place at least once a month.
Mr. Leclerc, can I say something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
I want to say, when it comes to getting the bag culture, or getting this bag and shit, it's like a home run. After you ran 4 bases, you pretty much got to sit back down until your next at bat. Then you strike out. You strike out the next at bat. Then you might get on base, but somebody behind you done fucked up. So getting the bag type of culture reminds me of sort of like baseball. After you hit your home run, you got to sit your ass back down.
Yeah, it's and this is why women love it so much, is because women get to temporarily shine, and that shit don't happen.
Home run struts like Albert Bell and shit.
There's so many people. We lost Jeremy. Jeremy's out. There's so many people, unfortunately, who they think that shit's gonna protect them. And I'm gonna tell you, man, none of that shit is guaranteed. None of that shit. You could sit up here and try your best to how can I put it? I done seen a lot of ladies in their old years. I guess that's the proof that I'm putting on the table. There's a lot of ladies in their old years who have proven get the bag don't protect nobody. Nobody.
Mm.
And it's all about how you grow old. I mean, um, I was saying to my mom, shit, you're able to be in your own house. A lot of people gotta go to a fucking home. Think about that shit. Gotta go. The kids have not developed into shit. The parent has no place to really be, and somebody done fucked them out of their retirement or whatever the fuck. That's a hard reality to wake up to, man. Hard fucking reality. All right, let me get out of here, Mr. J. I have to go jog. Talk to you later, sir. And for
Peace.
anybody who's interested, these night jogs are great because it's unlike the day jog where you're getting all that sun fatigue. You got the cool night air to keep your ass running and running and running and running. So much love. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.